Thank you. Alafia. Alafia. Alafia Baba.
Yeah.
Ashe. Ashe. Aboru. Aboye.
Aboru, Moye,
Aboshike.
Abosishe.
Aboato. Wari Wofun. Aboato. Wari Wofun. I welcome everybody to the Sunday class for the introduction for Ifá Cosmology. This will be a class that we will be holding every Sunday at 12 o'clock without fail. We will be here discussing various topics of Ifá spirituality. For those of you all who don't know me, my name is Baba Obanjoko Ba Shetan of the Divine Temple of Truth here in Athens, Texas. We've been here now for approximately 4 years, serving the community of the Dallas-Fort Worth and surrounding area. Today, our topic that we're going to be covering is going to be the truth of Odu Ifá. Let me repeat that again. The topic for the class today will be the true meaning of Ifá, Eleri Ipin. Eleri Ipin. Starting with Eleri Ipin, I'm sure that many people hear that term quite often. But what does it actually mean? Eleri Ipin. Ibikeji Olodumare. Eleri Ipin. It means second. Ibikeji means second to Olodumare. Ibikeji Olodumare means second to Olodumare. Eleri Ipin means witness of fate. Witness of fate. Ashe? I want to go right in and start talking about the truth of Ifá. And one of the major truths that I want to start off with in this conversation today has to do with the myth that most people believe that Ifá is a Yoruba religion. Most people, when they hear the term Ifá, they think of the Yoruba tradition or religion. Well, I got news for you today. Ifá is not a Yoruba tradition or religion. That is absolutely not what Ifá is. Ifá has been used, or the label Ifá was developed by the Yoruba people to identify the ancient cosmic system of divination and universal cosmology. So understand that the Yoruba people have a culture and a pantheon that was developed from the cosmology of Ifá. Ifá is a label that the Yoruba people gave for the universal cosmology of all existence. It came about through eons of time and observations of ancestors that predated the Yoruba by hundreds of thousands of years. So I don't want to step on anybody's toes here today by taking away some of your deep held values and beliefs about Ifá. I'm not disrespecting the Yoruba people. I myself was initiated in Abeokuta, Ogun State, Nigeria in the year 2000. So I'm an initiated priest of the Yoruba culture. However, in this class, in these classes that we are going to be covering on Sundays, we're going to be getting into the truth of universal cosmology that has been labeled by the Yoruba as Ifá. Ashe? So let us move forward, starting with the understanding that for as long as there has been ancestors that observed the sky and the earth, there has been Ifá. For as long as there has been ancestors that have observed the sky, the earth, and sought to be in harmony and balance with nature, Ifá has existed. Long before we use the term Ifá, it existed. We mark or do one mark representing the principle of expansion or light. Two marks representing the principle of contraction or darkness. So we understand that all patterns, both in the physical and spiritual realm, manifest in pattern of darkness and light. And there is a methodology of how things are born into the universe. That is called the cosmology of Ifá. And this is what our ancestors observed. And throughout the annals of time, the Yoruba adopted, and many other cultures have adopted in some form and brought it into an understanding of how they would come into balance and harmony with divine laws. We call that Ifá. So Ifá, by any other name, is called Ifá. Ashe? We have other names, but wherever you're observing, wherever there's pattern, wherever there's darkness, wherever there's light, and everything, all matter, all spirit, consists of some pattern of darkness and light. Therein, we say, Ifá is Eleri Ipin, witness of faith. For everything that is in existence came into existence from the unknown into the known through the guidance of Odu Ifá. No matter what pantheon, no matter what people that you may be dealing with, or that we may be observing, or that may be the ones who are observing, they must go to the mother Odu. For there's nothing that we know of other than the divine creator that predates darkness and light. Ashe? So now that we have an understanding that the source of all spirit and all matter first came from where? From Odu Ifá, the mother of creation. And that gives me segue into something that I want to read for you here. It's called Odu, the mother of creation. The duality of contraction and expansion are the two fundamental laws that gave birth to all of creation. It was from the unknown realm of triple darkness that all known matter of light and dark energy particles were born. So too above, so too below. All of the 16 major Odu and the 240 minor Odu symbolize this spiritual phenomena, as all of the Odu markings represent elements of darkness, contraction, and light, expansion. Oyeku is truly the owner of Agbe. Ashe. Energy is born from the unknown darkness of space and takes the form of an oval or egg shape. This is how everything, what I'm discussing now, is how everything comes into existence. Not some things, but everything that is born, all energy, all matter, comes into existence by this method. This is why Ifá is the Holy Grail. Let me repeat this again. Energy is born from the unknown darkness of space and takes the form of an egg-shaped structure called a sphere or spiral. This sphere contains the two polar opposites with 4 portals on the right, the male side, and 4 portals on the left, the female side. These 8 portals are the link between the 4th dimension of matter, time, and space, and the 5th dimension of the invisible realm of creation. Ashe. Mathematically, there are 256 ways in which energy can pass from the invisible to the visible dimensions, as these 2 dimensions of 4 polar opposites intersect. We're talking about, I'm in the process now of describing divination. Remember, this is Ifá Cosmology. We don't just talk about things here. We talk about how things occur on this class. We get down to the nitty-gritty. As a correlation, each of the 256 Odu Ifá patterns has 2 legs, representing the polar opposites found in all energy patterns. 1 leg on the right, the male side, with 4 markings representing the portals of darkness and light, and 1 leg on the left, the female side, with 4 markings representing darkness and light, each individual marking or segment. According to the ancient wisdom of our ancestors, Odu Ofun Meiji, which is the 16th Odu, is symbolized as the cosmic egg. This is where the scientists get the concept of the Big Bang from. Odu Ifá is the foundation of your binary system, which gave birth to Boolean algebra. Understand that you may have never heard this before, but it's now time for the naked truth to be told. Again, according to the ancient ancestors, the wisdom of our ancient ancestors, Odu Ofun Meiji, Epaofun, the 16th Odu, is symbolized as the cosmic egg of creation, original energy sphere, the original energy sphere. This Odu pattern was the first pattern born out of the great darkness into the light of creation. So now we understand that it wasn't a big bang. Things came into existence by the will of the Creator. For now, the scientists are finding out that what they used to think was the Big Bang came from other inter-universes. Inter or multi-universes. And it goes on infinitely. So above, so too below. It was from Ofun that the other 15 major Odu patterns of darkness and light received their formations, their patterns, and meanings. Each one of the 16 Odus combined with each other, or the other 15 patterns, for a total of 16 times 16, that gives you your 256. Odu Ifá. Ashe? Ofun Meiji is illustrated by the three-dimensional yes?
Just letting you know you have 5 minutes left.
45 minutes?
No, the Zoom is only 40 minutes.
Oh, 40 minutes.
Yes, you have 5 minutes to bring it to a close.
Okay. So it's been 40 minutes already.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So my point here, I'm going to cut that short now because I have some other things to cover. My point here with this session is that Odu Ifá is not the Yoruba culture. Odu Ifá is the foundation of universal balance and existence throughout all of creation that was observed by our ancient ancestors. And the methodology that our ancestors used in order to come into harmony and balance with life. So this is where we're going to be putting the stick in the mud. This is where we're going to be starting our conversations and our studies, growing into an understanding and growing into a deeper meaning of the spirituality of the cosmos. So before we go, we only have a few minutes left. Is there anybody that has a quick question that I may be able to answer for you? Sorry, I went a little lengthy on it, but I wanted to stress to get that point across on the foundation of Ifá. Ashe? Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask before we adjourn this meeting? Okay. So if there's no questions, then we're going to now bring this meeting to a close. And I want to thank you all for coming, taking your time to come to this meeting. And for those of you all who didn't make it to this meeting, I look forward to seeing you on the YouTube. For this will be a presentation that will be available on YouTube, and anybody can come and see and learn about the wisdom of Ifá. This is Babo Banjoko, and I thank you very much for your time and for your attention. Aboru, Aboye,
Boye.
Aboshishe.
Abu Sishe.
Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe. To.